Na Mbula FM rekrake taletaki.
Gonga Labasa, Mbula FM, number 2 and series.
Ando talita kana borong en Mbula FM, number 2 and series su.
Au vai tu geraki au rebot juga nistima. Au ando talita kana borong en Mbula.
Bola bina Fiji, Mbula FM, number 2 esenga toka.
Bola bina era roga, Mbula FM, number 2 tikoga.
Bula FM, number 2 and series.
Tonight, FNPF refuses to be drawn into public debate with the Fiji Labour Party. Border control in need of continuous investment. And Fijian short film promotes safe pregnancies. Good evening and welcome to FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. The Fiji National Provident Fund has declined to debate publicly with the Fiji Labour Party following serious allegations against the fund by party leader Mahendra Chaudhry. FNPF CEO Aisake Taito has assured members everything had been done to secure our fund's viable longevity. Christopher Chan spoke exclusively to Aisake Taito.
The Fiji Labour Party challenged the FNPF to a public debate about issues including the 2012 pension reforms.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You know, you can say anything in the paper, so, you know, so for us it's more about informing the members, so to ensure that they are well informed in terms of our financial performance for 2018.
In a slow start to the elections campaign, FLP leader Mahendra Chaudhry is making a big promise to voters to restore the 50% reduction in pensions.
What we're saying is the facts, in terms of, I mean, Mr. Chaudhry is entitled to his own opinion. So we can't comment on that. The only thing that we can say is that, you know, our financial performance, the results of the reform, including pension reform and other aspects of the reform that we're doing, it's reflected in our financial results.
Taito says reforms within the fund had to be undertaken to ensure its viability and survival. He says he doesn't know Chaudhry's motives.
I was saying that pensioners are now suffering now because of $700 million of bad investments and mismanagement. Is that a true claim by Mr. Chaudhry?
Well, he's entitled to his own opinion. Our opinion is reflected in our annual report and also reflected in our 2018 financial performance. That's the fact.
The Prime Minister has also spoken on the reform, saying all steps have been taken to ensure its sustainable future. With our retirement funds in FNPF's hands, the fund is adamant every correct step has been taken to secure our future. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority is working to ensure that all financial transactions are legitimate and that dirty money isn't smuggled into Fiji. This has seen the seizure of thousands of dollars secretly brought into Fiji without proper declarations. Vasita Kotewasawasa reports there's also been illicit drugs caught at our borders.
The Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority has to keep beefing up border control systems to catch people smuggling money and illegal goods into the country.
There has been some moves to look at the cash transactions. The border case reporting system. In recent times, you may have seen FECA has detected cases where people they carry cash in their luggage.
Rahman says hefty fines and prison sentences have been handed down to offenders. However, this has failed to deter others from trying to sneak in large amounts of cash and banned substances.
The smuggling of all these drugs that comes into Fiji, the illicit drugs.
Yes.
FECA has made significant progress towards that, so that we do capture, because we are opening our borders to people. We like people to come to Fiji for tourism purpose or business purpose. At the same time, we like to ensure that our border is protected.
Border control systems are working recent arrests, seizure of drugs, and undeclared cash is evidence that the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority is on the right track.
The movement of goods needs to be verified thoroughly so that no drugs and any form illicit drugs comes in the country. In recent times, you may have seen some press releases from FECA that we have detected some very popular illicit drugs, like the methamphetamine, for example.
Yes.
So all in all, border control has gone through a significant mode of reform in recent times, and we are progressing to some new initiatives such as like the canine units and other things that we like to have in the near future.
FERCA will be investing in more state-of-the-art equipment to do its job better. Vosita Kote Wasawasa, FBC News.
One of Labasa town's most prominent businessmen is planning to spend more than $27 million in various projects over the next few years. Charanjit Singh says he's decided to invest the money based on government support and the growth in our economy. Ritika Pratap reports.
Around $2 million will be spent on this building, which will be turned into a shopping mall.
We will have about 12 shops on the ground floor and 12 on the first floor and offices on the second floor. Labasa project probably would see that for the first of its time in Labasa there will be escalators in the building.
Work on the Labasa Mall project is earmarked for 2014-2015 and is expected to begin in a few weeks.
The plans have just come back from the council. We are now talking to our architects and engineers to do a final plan. And as and when the plans and the approvals come in hand, the projects will be seen to be there in progress.
Charanjit Singh, who intends to contest the general elections, says elections should not deter any businessmen from investing in the country. Singh says locals should set examples and show confidence by investing in their homeland, which in turn will lure more overseas investors.
I don't see any reason that whether the election is going to happen tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I think Fiji has become a country that people want to visit, people want to come here, and it is, if you really compare with other island nations, Fiji itself is very much well developed.
The Labasa businessman says he will also construct an additional 20 rooms at his hotel at a cost of $2 million. Singh says he's waiting for the Labasa Town Council to approve his plans. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
After the break, huge crowds flock to FBC Open Day.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
और किसके सुनिए यार, हमारा एक सच्चा साथी है मिर्ची एफएम लंबासा के.
I love Mirchi FM. It's so hot. देखे में लाल लाल, खाए में हाय हाय. Tangi tangi taupa में Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singapore, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva. It's hot.
हम इंगिली लंबासा में रहता है, तो क्या बताइए हम मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है.
Mirchi FM, बहुत जुलूम जुलूम.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome back to FBC News. Now, just an update on Fiji's game against South Africa in the Wellington Sevens. The game is into the second half and South Africa is leading 10-0. Now, more stories. More than 2,000 Fijians turned up at the annual Fiji Broadcasting Corporation Open Day today. People were given a tour of the broadcasting house and got a chance to meet their favorite radio and TV personalities. Erlia Nawandra spoke to some FBC fans.
Fijians flocked to FBC right from the morning, lining up to take a tour of the radio and TV facilities. Children accompanied by their parents were part of many groups given a tour of FBC. All were fascinated with what they've got to see.
I enjoy about Radio Fiji 2 and Mirchi.
This was the first major event for FBC in 2014, and those behind the open day are thrilled with how it turned out.
It was another successful event for FBC today, our FBC Open Day. We had a great crowd, so we'd like to thank all the listeners on our 6 radio stations. We'd like to thank all our viewers on FBCTV who made today possible, who made it successful, also with a great team.
Naitini says this has encouraged the FBC events team to make next year's Open Day an even bigger and a better one.
Today, I think it was the first and successful event for FBC TV for the year 2014, and we look forward to many more events this year, and we hope you, our listeners, and you, our viewers, join us for this year's events.
Radio and TV personalities at FBC were also pleased to meet some of the ardent fans. Erelia Nawandra, FBC News.
Fiji's latest locally produced short film, Giving Life, has been launched in Suva. The film, made in collaboration with the Fiji National University School of Medicine, is the first production by Bright Future Films. Chanel Sivan was at the launch.
I'm bleeding! And my stomach, it hurts! It won't...
Oh God, what am I going to do?
Giving Life is a short film on safe motherhood and proper parenting. It's about the struggles of 3 pregnant women in their different social settings, each with different consequences.
Just go hang yourself. Jump in front of a car. I don't care.
Producer and director Rajneel Prasad's dream has become a reality.
A dream for me that I dreamt 9 years ago, and it's finally done today. For me, I feel extremely proud that since 2006 I started my journey in filmmaking, and finally today I'm here, and it's an inspiration to others as well. So whatever you dream and whatever your goal is, achieve it, because one day you will achieve your goal.
It's all my fault. It's natural.
For writer Ashfaq Khan, seeing his script on the big screen is hard work paying off.
My wife and I, we were pregnant, and through the journey of our pregnancy, I saw that there were some things that people ignored, some issues, and that some issues that needed to be highlighted. So I thought to do the best thing I know how to do is to write, and so I wrote a film, and thankfully it got produced.
Fiji Broadcasting Corporation also has some stake. 2 of its staff members, Alan Stevens and Srishti Singh, play important roles in Giving Life.
One of the main messages in this movie is, if you are pregnant, it's not the end of the world, especially for young mothers. It's not the end of the world. You can use that to further yourself.
17-year-old Nakasi High School student Susana Nangura portrays a pregnant teenager. Her experience in the film has given her some insight.
I know in Fijian mentality is if you're pregnant at such an early age, it's over for you. But it's you who define what your life would be in the future, and if you stop, then you're leading that baby to a disastrous life.
Simple message: no woman should die unnecessarily in pregnancy and childbirth. And the movie's got so many messages about booking early, looking for danger signs, and taking care of mothers-to-be.
Giving Life was made with 12 actors and $30,000 from FNU School of Medicine. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
The Suva Chinese community marked the end of the Chinese Lunar New Year at the Sukuna Park today. The celebration also coincided with the Chinese Cultural Day. Sanal Sivan reports.
Celebrations for the Year of the Horse ended today. The Suva Chinese community displayed Chinese art, historical books, and good old lion and dragon dance for the public. This was done to showcase the Chinese culture for the people of Chinese descent born in Fiji.
We hosted a China Culture Day. It's a part of the whole celebration of the Chinese traditional New Year, Spring Festival. We want to use this form to pursue the people-to-people contact and let the local people know the little bit of Chinese culture.
Community Representative Dixon Sito says the celebrations are aimed at strengthening relations between Fiji and China.
You know, we are very much hooked into the community. You know, with many of us sort of in leadership positions in the community, we support events like this. You know, the school will be performing. You know, the Chinese Education Society is involved.
President of the Chinese Association in Fiji, Jenny Sito, has revealed that they are liaising with the government to also integrate Chinese language in the education system, as Chinese have been in Fiji for at least 200 years.
There was a committee that was actually looking into it, and they have had discussions with the Ministry of Education, and in fact at one stage, and it's probably happening now, the students at Yatsen would sit the New South Wales Chinese education exams, which is at a very high level.
The Year of the Horse is one of the 12-year cycle of animals which appear in the Chinese zodiac in the Chinese calendar.
The horse is very much like the animal. You know, it's hardworking, loyalty, and it's a good year for business as well, because that's very much a Chinese ethic. You know, law-abiding. The horse sort of is quite obedient. We work hard, and we achieve things.
The Chinese community has held lion dance in various shops around Suva, heralding a year of prosperity and wealth. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
Coming up in sports, Fiji bows out of the Wellington Sevens.
Today FM is #1 here in Singapore.
We love Today FM in Labasa. It rocks!
My favorite station in Nandi is Today FM.
Listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks in Suva.
Loto kasi di love today's kid music.
I love Today FM because they play all my songs.
We love Today FM at Vuniva Labasa. Yeah, it rocks!
I love Today FM because it rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Leading FBC Sports tonight, it's the end of the line for the Vodafone Fiji Sevens team in the Wellington Sevens tournament. It lost 10-0 to South Africa in the Cup semi-final a few minutes ago. They will now face England in the 3rd and 4th place playoff at 8 p.m, followed by the Cup final between New Zealand and South Africa at 8:30 p.m. Now, the Wellington Sevens crowd have been out again today in the windy city. Despite the cold and wet conditions, the crowd has braved the weather to watch their teams in action. Dressed up in their costumes and parading their team colours and characters was the order of the day. This has become the norm at the Wellington Sevens, made famous by the dress up by the crowds. Meanwhile, after a number of years, the cold and windy conditions in Wellington took over the tournament. The fog remained throughout the day, while the rain also played its part. And the windy city did have the wind, which was stronger than yesterday. Fiji Rugby Union Special General Meeting held in Nadi today was a chance for rugby executives from all provinces to air their views. Since taking up their post last year, the board has made significant efforts to pull Rugby House out of its financial doldrums. This included restructuring the institution, instilling good governance, and the development of rugby in the country. Nandi beat Navua 3-1 in the Fiji Sun Skipper Tuna National Football League clash. The jet setters proved too hot to handle and added more misery to the Navua side, who have yet to register a win this season. A lackluster second half showing by Nandi saw Navua score through Vineet Chand. Meanwhile, in tomorrow's games, Nandronga will host Ba at Lawanga Park in Singatoka, while it will be a battle of the two cities between Suva and Lautoka. Cloudy conditions and showers was experienced over the eastern and interior of larger islands today. Elsewhere, afternoon or evening showers prevailed. Labasa was the hottest today with 34 degrees this afternoon. All other centres were also in the low 30s. Tomorrow's forecast is for fine conditions all over. Turning into cloudy conditions in the afternoon, Ba might see some evening showers. Now, the further outlook, some showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Elsewhere, afternoon or evening showers. Isolated afternoon thunderstorms are expected and southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots. Our main points again. FNPF refuses to be drawn into public debate with the Fiji Labour Party. Border control in need of continuous investment. And Fijian short film promotes safe pregnancies. On to our poll question now. Should smoke detectors be compulsory in all houses? Log on to our FBC website, www.fbc.com.fj to answer. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizens@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. Or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your stories at FBC News or simply #FBC News. That's all from us tonight. I'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, good night.